What's up, everybody? Welcome to, I don't know, what number are we up to, Natus?
55.
55. Obviously, we're going to talk about the AGE incident. We're going to talk about the possibility of Chris G's future. We are going to talk with OBS RattleHead, who obviously turned some heads at EVO this week. We are going to talk about Smash, of all things. We are going to talk about KDZ and the Empire and comments that were made on Reddit. We are going to talk about Triforce. We're going to see if we can get Triforce on here to talk about the files. We are going to talk to whoever wants to get on and talk about their EVO experiences. And we're just going to let the night roll tonight and just see where it goes. For starters, obviously, we know that for the rumor floating around is right now it sounds like Chris G is kind of a free agent. We're going to try to reach out to him in a little bit and get him on to talk about it if he's available, because he is out in SoCal. And what's that in the background?
That's my phone.
And we are going to hopefully get some answers from him rather than just everybody sit and guess what is going on. Anyway, you want to go through the names and all that good stuff?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, guys. Welcome to the 55th episode. As usual, a lot of shit going on, a lot of stuff everybody's interested in hearing about and stuff like that. As soon as James gives me this picture up, I can start mentioning all this stuff. There we go. All right, shouts out to Ultraspec Cables, Injustice Society. Put that back. EMPR, Deadly Venom, Pro PC Gaming, Wtih, TRMK, The Gamer's Edge, Mortal Kombat Universe, MK Server, Total MK, MK Bible, also Smack, MKP, Mortal Kombat Online, Full Screen, Mortal Kombat United, VXG, Combat Network, Empire Arcadia, and Mad Cats. To touch on a few things, I'm actually trying to get my damn list here, in which I didn't have. So I'll try to go over some of the winners real quick. Mortal Kombat, you had DJT winning for MK at EVO. Injustice, you had KDZ winning for Injustice. Marvel, you had I can't get the goddamn name in my head. Flocker winning. Street Fighter 4 was
John.
Yes, with his gen. I gotta admit, his gen play is really fucking good. Holy shit! Talk about he's like the only good gen character out there, I have to admit. Who else won what?
Super Smash, you had Mango Marquez.
Oh yeah, what a hyped up freaking finals that was, man.
Street Fighter Cross, you had Infiltration. Tekken Tag, you had Catfield Knee. Who else? Persona 4, you had Yume. Trying to think off the top of my head. I think that was it. Yeah, MK. King of Fighters was Tuscan, I think his name was, if I believe correctly.
Reynolds.
Yeah, Tuscan. That's his last name. Okay. Yeah, so you had Reynolds, Tuscan. All right, let me hit on a couple of things first. Oh, here we go, already going nuts here.
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of messages too.
Couple of things happened. The first thing I'm going to hit on, because I really want to harp on it too much, because it just makes me look like an angry, bitter person against Twitch, of course. I was blocked by Twitch.
What?
Yeah, Twitch blocked me.
Since when?
I don't know. It said about 20 hours. Like the last message was 20 hours ago, so I don't know. 20 hours this morning, so it could have been a day or two.
What, they blocked you on the site or on Twitter?
Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck them on their site. They could suck my dick. cocksuckers. I've had a little Twitter thing going back and forth with our buddy Art and what's his name, Tim, the Soul Calibur player, Bibulus. And they say, oh, but it was for charity. So what? People fucking paid for this thing. And they paid $13. The chat didn't work. The stream dropped constantly. For me personally, a lot of the matches that were important to me, obviously OBS RattleHead playing, obviously Rio playing, some of the matches that were hype in Marvel were dropping on me mid-fucking match. I didn't pay, so I really don't have room to bitch. But people that paid $13 to subscribe to this thing, I mean, normally, $12.99 I think it was.
It was straight 12.
12, all right, whatever it was, 12, 13 bucks. You pay money for this. The least you could do is make me feel like I'm getting something for what I pay. It was funny because I had gotten, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 messages within the first hour of EVO of people saying, yo, we got to go, we paid for it, and we got to go on IRC, or we got to go on some page's web chat, version of a web chat, just to be able to chat. Which I said, you got to be fucking kidding me. This is what happens when you got, a company that's ran by children. They obviously can't handle real life situations, and they throw hissy fits, i.e. calling people that were asking them to free our show Twitter terrorists, now blocking me. I've definitely sent my messages to Tom, Tony, and Joey at SRK, and have stated to them, hey, listen, you know what? You ran an absolute great event. I hope to see Smash at, EVO 2014. Next year, I will go out of my way to make sure I attend. But do yourselves a favor, shake the tree, and get rid of Twitch unless they come up with some drastic improvements. I'm not telling them, go to Ustream. I'm not telling them to go to, YouTube. I'm just telling them, look, you had a great event, and it should have been showcased by everything. And to have a company basically drop the ball like this did is kind of embarrassing. It's embarrassing for yourself as far as it's reflective of you as a company. Now, I don't know, and I didn't get into the details of how much one person gets as compared to the other person. I know this is partially the money that I believe goes to the scholarship fund, I believe. So I don't know, as far as, that's one of the claims that people were making. Oh, well, you're just complaining because of the scholarship money? No, it has nothing to do with the scholarship money. What it has to do with is the fact that people paid for shit and they expect, what they pay for.
I'm glad I didn't pay.
Exactly.
I was in Arturo's poverty chat, bro. That's where I was at. And the fact that, the chat, the fact that people paid for it, and then I just said, yo, you should offer a refund. Not to everybody, just the people who got a problem.
If you ask for a refund, get one. What do I get? Oh, you're just bitter, you're angry, yada, yada, yada. Well, to those that think I'm bitter and angry, yeah, I am, so fuck you. I'm pissed that, they wind up paying for something and not getting it. And all these supposed people that give a shit about the community have shown that basically prove to me that they're part of that whole mentality to sit down, shut up, and eat the shit we hand to you because you ain't worth shit, and just give us our CPM money. So, to them, I give them a big fuck you as well. If you pay for a product, you're expected to get the product. Now, it don't have to be the best product, but it's got to be a working product. And then I heard the excuses, well, they weren't prepared for this.
That's bullshit. Come on.
They weren't prepared for the numbers. They weren't prepared for nothing. I don't care. That's not That's not your job as a consumer to tell them to be prepared. You know, they should have done one of two things. They should have automatically freed the money up and said, listen, hey, you know, Joe from Idaho, I'm going to give you your money back. And then turned around and ate that and went to EVO and said, look, you know what? I understand we fucked up. In order to make up for this, we're going to compensate you guys by covering the money that, you know, we dropped the ball on for your scholarship fund. And I think that would have been fair. But instead, what do? You get these motherfuckers that cry, bitch, and moan and piss and say, I'm such an evil son of a bitch that they block me. Like that, like you blocked me, like you're going to stop me from fucking opening my mouth because you blocked me. No,
it takes one person to retweet for them to see it.
Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the thing that kills me is like that in itself as a supposed responsible company. You know, it wasn't like I was out there telling them, hey, I'm going to kill you and I'm fucking with you. And then I just said, look, why don't you just refund the people their money? I think that was fair. Oh, they blocked people that retweeted me too, apparently, Crystal Cage is saying.
What? Really?
So, yeah, so apparently they don't give a shit about you as customers. So, you know, yeah, Twitch is sensitive, all right. You know what? They're not sensitive. They're assholes. You got children running a company. That's the problem. I mean, like you said, like Karatica saying, they had 225,000 views for Smash. Now, I'm not going to say, obviously, out of 225,000 views that everybody paid $12. But let's just say 10,000 of them did. You know, that's 12 grand. You know, that's a lot of fucking money. And that's just one game. Now you go into the other games, and then basically you're talking about a lot of money. The least they could do is basically give these people the product that they were looking to get. Now, you know, they should have at least established a page that basically said, hey, look, everybody, you know, we kind of dropped the ball on this. We apologize. You know, believe it or not, those words do go a long way. You know, say we apologize, and if you're looking to get a refund, we can refund your money. You know, it's $12. I mean, let's be real. How many people will turn around and actually go through with the refund, especially knowing that it's going to a scholarship fund?
Oh, wait, James, how many people you said supposedly maybe have subscribed to it? Like 10K, you said?
Yeah, let's say 10,000.
All right, well, 10,000 and $12 a pop, that's 120,000.
Okay, so there you go. So
we're talking big numbers.
Yeah, so, I mean, the point is, that's a lot of money. You know, it's not like this company doesn't have the money to refund. You know, I mean, I see the numbers right now: 135,000 for Injustice, for Smash, 100,000 for Injustice, Marvel 150. So, you know, like I said, there's definitely, without a doubt, money that's there. Let me see something here. Hold on. Okay. Okay. All right. So anyway, needless to say, I don't know what's going to transpire, if anything, from that. Apparently, Twitch doesn't want to give you your money back. They don't want to address you. They just rather block you. So, you know, why am I in this fucking chat here that keeps going on? What is this?
What chat?
I don't know. The fucking old chat. That's old. Let me remove this.
Yo, shouts out to KI with the massive combo breakers. They need to fix that shit, man.
I don't think that game's gonna do well.
I don't know. Well, after seeing it now, I was like, all right, the game looks good, but I was seeing an excessive amount of fucking combo breakers, and I'm like, whoa, they need to tone that down, because it was never that bad in fucking original KI. So seeing combo breaker left and right, it was like, what the fuck?
I mean, you know, I mean, I hear people arguing about,
yeah, one guy's like, I count the 12 combo breakers in one match. Yeah, I guess I thought it was excessive, and then they got that new thing where you could counter the combo breaker with some fucking kind of special thing. I didn't really understood what was going on there, but that's what I was kind of hearing.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it got booed. I mean, it was a little, I don't know. I mean,
Well, they didn't get booed the game; they booed Microsoft. That's what they were booing.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, who made the game?
Microsoft.
So you're basically booing the game and the system and everything. You know, it's.
I'm still buying. I don't give a shit. Fuck that.
I mean, I'll buy it. I mean, I bought Wii, and what we do, it's actually sitting at fucking Phil's house waiting to get modded.
Well, that's Wii. I don't even. I haven't bought a fucking Nintendo system since like Nintendo 64.
Honestly, to me, Xbox 360, you know, is basically getting dusty. You know, I mean, what's out there to play besides Injustice and some Street Fighter? That's about it.
And that's what I'm playing.
But I'm saying that's it.
Don't forget MK.
I haven't touched MK in I don't even know how long.
It's been like 2-3 months for me also. I gotta get back into it, man. Seeing everything that happened at EVO for MK, it got me more hyped than Injustice.
Battleship the movie. Battleship the movie, the game. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, I missed that one. But I mean, like I said, you know, Xbox One. I mean, will I buy it? Yeah, I'm not buying it right away. Fuck that. I'll wait for its price drop. You know, it's not worth $500. That much I could say. You know, hardware wise, I mean, everything that's in it hardware wise ain't gonna cost you $500 to buy if you were to buy it and build it for a PC. So I mean, that, you know, to have a TV tuner is basically what they pushed it as. Yeah, they cleared up the discs with the fucking the licensing, playing the used games. That's all nice, but still, I just don't see me buying it. I obviously, like I said, the $100 that you're gonna save on the PS4 for me is enough, and it's got, you know, it's basically the same shit. So we'll see what happens. I mean, time will tell. I'm sure they're gonna start releasing other stuff as time goes on, because I'm sure they're listening to people now and hoping that they pretty much hope that they can fix, I guess, the damage that they have done. But you know, like I said, the Evo crowd booing them. You know, it is what it is. Obviously, what did NRS show?
They showed the trailer for Martian Manhunter and
the black dude is Green Adam.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is his name coming to blank to me right now?
Something like Joe Johnson or some shit. I forgot what his name was. But yeah, Martian Manhunter, which I know there's a lot of people out there that have been really aching for him. Well, now you got your wish. Now I just want to see my Blue Beetle and my Booster Gold, and I'll be happy. And then I'll start playing. And I am going to start playing the game finally. I finally picked a character I want to use.
I'm about to drop the game soon, dude. I'm just getting aggravated with the game.
And the character that I picked, Joe Johnson, is that it? Oh, John Stewart, that's it. There you go. John Stewart, Joe Johnson, same shit. I am going to start maining Hawk Girl. I think she's an undiscovered character that has a lot of dirt. And I think she'll be able to shut down Superman, to be honest. What do we got here? Okay, we have... okay, he's going to be ready in a minute.
So what are your thoughts on the possibility of having another MK patch?
Trolled.
So you think Boone and company was trolling?
I don't think you're going to see a patch. It's not worth it.
Well, remember, the patch doesn't cost anything to put out now. Microsoft did get rid of that now. So developers no longer are charged to put out patches.
But it still costs money. It still costs money. You got to pay employees.
Man, all you need is Paco to do it, bro. He could get it down.
Okay, is he going to do it with... Does he do coding? No. That's Boone and the other programmers. He's a designer. He's not a programmer. You got to pay those people. So you got to look at it and you got to go, is it worth us really sitting here putting out a final patch? No, if they do, great. I'm
Well,
all,
I mean, they probably linger.
see, Paco just said, lol, doesn't cost any. Paco's going to do it for free.
Well, like I said, I was talking about in the aspect of paying Microsoft to put the patch out. They did get rid of that. I didn't not talking about just in general, but the big concern you kept harping about before was they got to pay like 40 grand to get patches out. They don't have to do that no more.
No, but they still got to pay their employees.
But I'm trying to say about the Microsoft part. That's what I'm trying to explain about.
Okay, well, either way, it's going to cost them money. And I don't think you're going to have a company like Warner Brothers just putting out a patch where it has no actual gain for them as far as their product goes. Yeah, so I mean, it'd be nice to see. I mean, maybe they can do a revamp and call it UMK9 and maybe add like a Fujin or Rico or something or 1 or 2 characters and release it. That would probably do well while they work on MK10. But then again, I don't know what they have in plan, what they have in store for MK10. Therefore, I don't know. I don't want them to take characters X, Y, and Z from MK10 to make a quick patch.
Okay, he's saying all they removed was the base fee. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still everything else. Like you said, everything else is still going to cost them money.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's if it does happen, that would be great.
Yes.
A lot of people that cried about all the things wrong with the game. Like my boy Webster, who's done nothing but cry and be angry the whole time. Maybe we can get him to have a little bit of peace of mind. But like I said, I wouldn't hold my breath for it. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, then like I said, oh well.
It would be definitely nice if it did. A lot of guys saying it would breathe some life into the game.
Breathing life into it, but here's the problem that you come across with that is you're not going to gain more sales
unless you do something drastic and add some DLC.
If you add DLC, but now you're not doing a patch, you're basically adding to the game, and the patch, if you do a patch, which is what everybody was asking, it's correcting things that are wrong. But now once you get into that, now you're talking about dedicating months rather than a couple of weeks, to get something done, to basically come up with another version. And like I said, the money, if you really do the math on the money, is it going to balance out? A $5 patch for, whatever, 2 new characters and some balances to keeping, 250 guys that they got working on it, paying their salaries.
How about make Ultimate MK9? That's what everybody's been wanting.
But then, like I said, now you got to worry about taking the sales. This was the biggest problem with why they didn't do it in the beginning with other MKs. Now you got to worry about taking the sales from the next MK game that you're working on, or even ideas. I mean, like if you were to put Fujin in, say Fujin, Shinnok, Rico, just those 3 characters alone. Now we obviously know we're probably going to sit down and come MK10, you're going to get those 3 guys in there. That's got to be a given. Then plus whoever else they add. I know they're talking about one of the characters from the. There we go. Okay, you're gonna, they're talking about the one character from Legacy 2 that apparently is going to get put in the game. That's a new character that's not been seen. That was the rumor floating around. So it's like I said, at the end it costs money. And they're not going to get $3 million for doing this. They're going to get maybe a couple $100,000, let's just say. And then in the eyes of CEOs and whatnot, like I said, it's just not worth it for them. But it would be nice. It would be nice. It's just, like I said, I just don't see it making money. All right, so anyway, I'm losing my train of thought here. Let me put a quick commercial on, and then let me find my boy Carlos and add him in.
ride with us to get flown over. Boy Gilda.
Hello.
Hold on.
Goes a little something like. I'm so dope that I was born in the trap house. Your girl jockey homie, tell me what it that about. That about. I'm too legit to quit. Big Poppy or T-Swag. Hit after hit. I'm moving forward. You falling back. Killing with my words. They under attack. They under attack. They under attack. Killing with my words. They under attack.
Alright guys, welcome back, and we are being brought, or should I say, we are being graced with the presence of Carlos, that blind player that was 2 steps from getting out of pools for his first tournament he ever attended. I know he was a little bit salty about it, but the 2 people that he had lost to, which was Tyrant and the guy who won EVO, you cannot be upset about that, Carlos. Can you really?
Man, I don't know, man. But the way I was like looking at it, like, cause like the first 2 guys that I played against, like off stream, like, I don't know if they were holding back or they weren't just like, how do I say this? Like, not to sound like, I don't know, but like as if they were like a little too easy, and that's why I was like, I don't know. And then with these guys, I thought they were the real challenge. like when I came, I was like, man, this is the real thing. But I mean, like, it's just like, out of nowhere. So that's the only reason I was salty. Like, man, I was like, come on, dude, you could have done better than that, because like I was dropping a lot of stuff, especially when I had Tyrant, and a lot of times when I was able to counter something that he would do, and I would catch him in the net, and I had ready to to bust out my combos and everything. So that's the only thing. I felt like I made a lot of unnecessary mistakes. Like, that's why I was like really salty, man.
I mean, look, it's EVO. I mean, I hate to. I'm not gonna make excuses for you, but you fucked up. But it's all right. If it's your first tournament, dude, your first tournament's EVO. You're playing the top fucking jacks, and you're playing, the top all-rounded guy right now, and the guy wound up winning the whole thing anyway. So you should feel good about that. The guys that you beat, I watched them. They weren't scrubs.
Right.
Nobody that's going into EVO is really a scrub. Nobody just, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while you get a guy that just walks off the street. At MLG they had a guy called, what was his name? Drunken Guy or some shit like that. The guy never played the game before in his entire life. And you could tell just the way he played. These guys didn't know what they were doing. They just, you were bouncing around with fucking Cyrax on them, and you were catching them. So, I wouldn't sell yourself short, because you're going to see that drop off in levels of players. As you move up in the pools, you're obviously getting to the better of the best, the best of the best players.
Yeah.
So you fell pretty damn, you were right there, one step in, you were at your pool's finals. So definitely you have nothing to be mad about. And like I said, Denzel, I love him like a brother, but man, I'm going to put a bounty on your ass, because he did baby you twice. And he did pick Cyrax on you, and I thought that was kind of fucked up. But you know what? It's EVO. Guys are trying to win, so, it is what it is.
Well, he didn't win EVO with Cyrax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he did win it, so I can't,
No, that Cyrax was sick though. Like, I could tell definitely. Like, because we're talking with the Cage guys, which, by the way, shout out to those motherfuckers, man. They were so badass hanging out with them this weekend. Sorry to kind of get off topic, but no, yeah, like those guys, like, man, we had a great time. Like, me and Kat and Showtime were just like chilling in the airport, hanging out, just being like, I don't know, it was a good time, man. Like, and then just like not related to gaming or nothing, just chilling out with those dudes. Like, well, pretty much everyone, and then meeting new people and stuff. Like, That was just pretty badass. Like I thought, like beyond like gaming, that was probably like some of the best times in Vegas, man. And just going out and just drinking it up too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I gotta get you fucking hammered.
How did you feel meeting Ed Boon?
it was awesome, dude. Like he was very very chill. Like he was like he's because he told me about there was this apparently I'm not the first blind guy that's actually come up to him, like as far as fighting playing MK, because like he was like what do you say? Oh, he was talking about how like there was like some kind of little tournament with when Deception was going on, and he said that I think there's a YouTube video actually of this blind guy that played against Boone and he beat him. So he was like, yeah, there was this guy too, like back in the Deception era, where like he played against me and it beat me, like he was really good and stuff. So he's like, I mean, but it's still surprising to I get to see someone like could pick up the game at that level kind of thing. He was really cool, man. Also like shout outs to Hector Sanchez and Paulo, I think he's probably in the chat. For signing my games. Those guys, like, they went up there, and Hector was actually nice too. He's like, I'll be back later on. I'll bring Paulo to sign your games. Like, they were cool, man. They were awesome dudes, like really badass guys.
Yeah, no, they're all straight up guys, So let me ask you this: overall, what was your perception of EVO as a whole?
I think it's awesome. My like in general, yeah, I think it was an awesome event because like it's like that social event that you get to meet people while playing like your favorite franchises and stuff. Like, cause it's cool to actually like talk to somebody like talking about the games, like the mechanics and whatever. Especially now that I'm getting into the mechanics of the games, so to me it's fun. The fact that somebody comes up to me and starts talking to me about frame data and stuff like that, like I actually feel included. I was like, oh, dude, that is so badass, because they're actually realizing that I probably understand the whole concept of how fighting games work and stuff. That I'm not just like smashing buttons or like learning combos and that's it. Like I know like setups and cross ups and all that stuff, all those like tech, like all the tech that everybody talks about. So it's cool to somebody just randomly comes up to me, he's like, hey, like you really had really good footsies going on when you fight against that Raiden. That was pretty cool. And yeah, it was actually Godspeed who made that comment, with shout outs to that guy. And like he came up to me, he's like, yeah, dude, I saw your match off stream, like that was some good footsies you had going on, like you had something. So I was like, yeah, I mean it was a really good social experience, pretty much. Like my only problem though, and we actually were talking about it with like with the cage guys, is that they could have had casual setups. Like they didn't have any casual setups like for us to like play and meet new people and actually play some casuals.
I thought they were supposed to have casuals over there.
They didn't though.
Wow, I remember them saying they were supposed to have casual stations over there.
No, I think they're all tournaments, because like there was this guy also like we came across. Well, I don't know, I might be wrong though, but like the guy was saying that there was like no casual stage, like setups and stuff.
Any game?
I think any game actually. Like, well, I don't know. I mean, I know we're talking about Injustice and MK, like no setups for them. So I don't know about Street Fighter and Marvel. And so I don't know, but because even Hector, like he just mentioned that, like, hey, it'd be cool to play some casuals, and but I mean, I guess there were no setups, or they couldn't get anything, or I don't know if they even tried. But I mean, it's all good. But yeah, there was no.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's why no casuals. So like no casual setups or nothing. So.
Well, I mean, look, like I said, it's your first tournament. I wish I could get you to the beach. If I could, I would. I tried actually to push for you, but it was kind of last minute. Hey, Mr. ID Throat, you're feeding back on me.
Okay, give me a second.
All right. But yeah, I mean, it's a great experience, like I said, and I told you this in the beginning. Everybody should experience EVO at least once. What I am putting out there is next year I will be sending 2 players, not just 1 player to EVO. The second player, obviously, we're going to see how the year goes. And, as the years go on, I'm going to keep increasing it. And maybe one day I'll be able to send all the fucking OBS there. But I doubt that, because that's going to be like 200 fucking people.
Damn.
But yeah, so I mean, now you got to meet Ed. Did you mention anything about what we were talking about with the sound issues with Injustice?
Yeah, well, that was more with Hector. He even brought it up. He was actually the first one to bring it up. That said, that like the how like the interactables and stuff with Injustice, that the whole sound cues will be pretty much like the only thing. Like I don't really ask for much because like I like adapting too, and I think it's a pretty accessible game anyway as it is. Like because it's not, I mean obviously the mechanics are different, but I mean it's basically like MK. So as far as sounds, you can tell what characters are, this and that, the typical stuff that I've been using on MK9. But yeah, he said, Hector was like, we could, try stuff, we'll see what we can do about it. But it's like, it's understandable if they can't do it because there's not such a demand for it. But I mean, yeah, like I would definitely, it would be one of the best things if they actually did something that I could tell, the interactables, either just sound cues and just make sure, I would say like, sounds that would probably wouldn't annoy like just, the other players. I could already hear people like, man, it's just annoying. It's like, what's all this noise for, But I mean, like, like that would be something cool. So yeah, we discussed that, and they were talking about it too. And I actually, on that, like on a related note, I went to go play. I went to try out a Killer Instinct, and which I got a shirt, by the way, even though I lost. But like we went there, and the guy that I was talking to Ken Love, and he was talking about how he also like when he plays the games, he actually pays attention to the sounds too. Like he actually believes that the sound is important in games, and so that he explained it, because I told him like, yeah, like the NetherRealm guys, like they are actually like they take sound into consideration big time, and they actually becomes part of the game like as well as far as characters and like individual sounds and stuff. And he was like, no, definitely, it's like a good thing that you're telling us that, because we want pretty much everyone to pick up this game. Like we don't want like to leave people out. So I mean that was pretty cool. That's another cool experience that I got to talk to the developers of KI, and just like being approached by like all kinds of people and just talking to them and stuff. I mean that's a good time, man. Really damn good time.
Yeah, Ken Lobb, I've known Ken Lobb for like 20 some odd years myself. He's actually a pretty straight up dude, and he's a great KI player. So I know we voiced Chief Thunder. I haven't seen Chief Thunder come out yet. So, or has he come out yet? They announced him yet?
They showed a tease.
Okay.
At the end of the trailer, they show him throwing. They show someone threw an axe, and obviously when you saw that, you're like, all right, that's Chief Thunder.
Wait, but who's supposed to be the new reveal at EVO? Because like it was Glacius, but was there another character?
No, it was Glacius.
So it was Glacius. That's it.
Yeah, it was Glacius. They were only revealing one person.
I don't know how I feel about Glacius though. He looks kind of, I don't know. I mean, again,
he's definitely weird. That's for sure.
He's upgraded.
Yeah, he is an upgraded version from what he was in KI 2 and 1. I actually remember them saying that they were actually going to reveal the fourth character, and Glacius is going to be playable on the build that they had at EVO. So I too was a tad disappointed that
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Sorry.
They didn't have like a full-fledged character reveal, but the Chief Thunder tease was pretty nice. I mean, a lot of people got hyped just seeing that axe being thrown into that tree. So that was pretty awesome.
Oh, I mean, let's be real. We know who's going to be in it. I don't know if they're going to reveal new. I don't know if there's nobody's ever announced anybody new. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is it going to be?
They plan on putting some new characters. They said. I remember reading a couple articles about that.
I mean, we obviously know TJ's going to be in it. We obviously know Cinder now has to be in it. That Glacius is in it.
As long as they got Fulgur, I'm good with it. That's what I'm asking. I even told him, like, man, as long as he got Fulgur there, I'm good.
Yeah, well, Fulgur's the poster boy of KI, so
yeah.
I'd be very shocked if he's not in the game. But characters like Riptor, is coming back. We're going to see how he is implemented in KI 3. I personally want to see what they do with Spinal, because that was one of my favorite characters in the series, and he was one of the characters that hardly anyone played. So I'm that type.
Yeah, don't be surprised to see Master Chief in the game.
Master Chief?
Yeah, Microsoft, bro.
What? Oh yeah, guest characters and stuff.
Don't be surprised. You might see Master Chief.
I'd be surprised if I see another black character in the game.
TJ Combo, man. What are you talking about?
Another black character.
Hoodie man.
They have to make some. Well, I'm pretty sure they'll probably make a couple new characters for the game that's never been in one.
Can you imagine like a big black woman and Killer Instinct like hitting people with like all type of stereotype things like hands and white people and stuff?
You want to see. There's a game called DJ Rap Boy.
DJ Rap Boy.
It's an old game. It was like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, like Double and Dragon game. and it was every possible stereotype you could for a black woman. The woman's name was like Aunt Joe Mama, you know, and she hit you with a frying pan. She had the fucking hair put into the handkerchief, one of those old school handkerchiefs pulled back. It was actually an arcade game in Japan, ironically. I mean, it made it here to the States, but it was one of those where you were just like, wow, really? You can get away with this? And she basically had all, you know, she would say all typical black sayings. I whip your ass, you know, things like that. You're like, wow, you know. And it's funny because they must have hired somebody to do the voicing, but it was actually a fun game. I got to admit it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you know. There hasn't been a black woman character really. I mean, people say Orchid was, but if anything, she was Latina.
Yeah, she was not black.
You know, but there hasn't been any black women characters in games. I mean, unless you count Shiva.
Nah, she's not black.
Shiva is the closest thing to a black woman you'll get. No, wait.
Now, Jay was more closest to the black because she was pretty damn dark looking.
She's a Latina and she's green.
She's black.
Yeah, she's pretty damn dark.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, Tanya.
Jade is like
Tanya's
Valley Girl
Latina.
black, and Shiva is like ghetto black.
Yeah, see, people naming some Tanya, Storm, Elena.
Fucking Elena, yeah, okay.
Elena,
all right.
okay.
We got a few
Elena.
black chicks.
Tanya wasn't. Tanya was
Elena, like
yeah.
Ethiopian or some shit.
No, she fucking Ed Boon's. She's Ed Boon's sister, for crying out loud.
Dang!
She's Dominican.
What race is Ed Boon?
Dominican.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Now you know why all these Dominican players are good at the fucking game.
Those eyebrows are massive. I thought he was like Hungarian or some shit.
Yo, they got a blind guy in a fight against. I'm good. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we got you covered, man. We got you covered.
Ed Boon got some big ass Tootsie Roll rapper eyebrows.
So what do you guys think about the new announcement with the Hyper or Super or whatever the fuck they're calling it now, Street Fighter?
Ultra.
Wasn't it Ultra
Yeah,
Super Street
Ultra.
Fighter?
I'm 100% for it. I mean, here I am making petitions for Mortal Kombat 9 to get a title update or final patch. So I'm definitely not gonna be hypocritical and say that Street Fighter doesn't deserve another title update. I mean, especially with the route that Capcom is trying to take to keep the community and keep the game alive. So I'm definitely all for it.
But how do you feel about them recycling people from Cross Tekken into Street Fighter 4?
They're new to the Street Fighter 4 engine, so we'll have to see how they just, work. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, I personally would like to. What I really want is I want to see all the Third Strike characters return to that Street Fighter 4 engine. But that might not happen. But a rumor from the quote-unquote Illuminati of Capcom said that eventually all the characters from the entire Street Fighter universe is going to be in Street Fighter 4 at some given time. So they're going to just keep rehashing Street Fighter 4 and keep adding characters until,
Yeah, how long can you rehash the game? Isn't the game like 3 years old already?
Yeah, it's quite a bit old. Maybe older than 3 years.
And people are still buying it.
It's still, people still keep buying the title updates. The community is still there. There's still tons of players. The numbers and tournament entrants double or triple all the time. I mean, they're not losing hype by any means. Period.
See now, it's funny because somebody in the chat, where is he? He just said Hugo looks ridiculous, and you know what? I kind of got to agree with you. I mean, I played Final Fight. The way they make him look in this, it's like Godzilla fighting fucking little cockroaches.
Have you played Tatsunoko versus Capcom?
Yes.
Okay. So you know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes. But I don't know. I think he just needs to be knocked down a little bit. Sodom is another one that could be good. Yeah, I mean, you can also got, one thing you got to remember, they haven't brought back, from my knowledge, well over half the staff from Street Fighter 1. Where they could actually bring these guys back, bring Eagle in there, let them come out with the tonsils, and you had, I forgot what the guy from China was, Chen, I think his name was, or Jen, whatever his name, I can't remember his name, and then you had You had Birdie. You had who else did you have? Birdie. You had
Yeah,
Karen.
I can't. Genki. I
Genki.
remember. Yeah.
You know, you could bring. I mean, you can bring all of these guys back. So I mean, that's a good thing. There's a lot they can do with it. You know, I'm not one that really complains too much about the engine, as long as you fall into the Webster world and just give me my balance.
The Webster.
You know?
I wonder who that fifth character is going to be that they're making totally new and never been in the series or any series supposedly.
Dude, it's gonna be Kazuya, man. You know it. I know it.
It's gonna be Webster.
Oh, I mean, I wish someone would put me in a
They
fight.
better not add a Tekken character in that fucking game.
No,
Yeah, I'm just trolling. I don't think a lot of people are saying it's gonna be Ashura from Ashura's Wrath because of the whole Street Fighter segment in that game. I think it's gonna be Hagar. That's just my honest opinion because they already had like a character model or ideal character model from
Marvel.
Marvel, yeah. That's just I think it's gonna be Hagar. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. So
Hagar. Would be surprised they just make a totally brand new character.
he's one of the Final Fight characters that's very popular. That's not in Street Fighter.
Well, no, I'm talking about not using somebody from anywhere. Just totally making a brand new person. Introduce him in Street Fighter.
No, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna possibly do. You want a black guy? I know. I would agree with you. You want a black guy or a black girl though?
Huh?
Black guy or a black girl?
What I want?
Yeah.
I want. This is. I swear I got no lie, and I know the chat's gonna blow me up. I don't give a fuck though. I want a big ass woman. A big.
What?
Black, white, Chinese, a big fat ass woman. Like they literally, you ever play like King of Fighters 13, and there's this one stage where these big heavy ass women in the background. I want to play every one of those characters.
Now because she's black, would she be extra fast even though she's big?
If she was big, black, and fast, that would be amazing.
And she got like some Zangief type shit.
And one of her moves is she has to like grab you by your face and just shove you into her titties.
Oh boy.
That's the only way you start her combos.
Her titty 360.
Titty something, and it's a 360 throw too. So she just grabs you by your face, shoves you into her titties, and then you're like dizzy, and then she launches you at like her gut or something.
Now, if you were gonna name this character, would it be something like Quisha, or would you give her a straight up
Helga, straight up.
Helga?
Yes.
I want Florida.
Florida.
Florida. Why? From Good Times.
Florida.
Florida from Good Times.
Or no, we can just call her B. Just B. Straight up, just the letter B, and it'd be for big ass itch. BBB. No, BAB. Big ass itch.
Who's got music going on in the background? Do I hear Carlos playing?
Oh yes, I'm just jamming on the guitar.
This is probably why NRS will never bring me to test their games because my ideas are kind of awkward. But for the record, I just want to go on the stream and say that I did not say man right away, black man right off the bat. So yeah. So the chat can hold that. Whatever you've been thinking, you can hold that.
So I'm gonna change this topic for a second. I seen you on Facebook saying you are now pulling no punches. Not that you've ever pulled punches, but what does that mean?
Oh, for me? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna try to be more blunt with people instead of like
more blunt. You're already blunt as it is.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah, but I just feel like I'm not being blunt enough. I need to just say straight up what's on my mind. I mean, I'm talking about IRL stuff, like people in real life, like the people I deal with from day to day.
Okay.
I've had a lot of family issues recently, and I've been kind of on this emo spread on Facebook, but I try to keep that and the fighting game community kind of separate. Like every time people see me at tournaments, I'm kind of cheerful, always in a great hunky-dory mood, regardless of the trolling on TYM or on Facebook or whatever. When you see me in person, it's always a good time. It's always fun. Anybody that knows me knows this is true. But at home, in my real life affairs, it's very, very rough and frustrating. And I try to put on a face in the FGC to kind of mask what I'm really going through at home in my immediate family. So, and I'm okay with that because from day to day, I'm just blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be here, and I try to do the best for my family, my mom, my little sister, whatever. But I think I need to just be more blunt with just the people that I interact with every day instead of trying to just sugarcoat shit just to make them feel better and happy. I'm usually a very upfront and honest person. I'm the type of person you come to for advice, and I will never lie to you. And I will always tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But I need to do that a little bit more with my close circle.
Nothing wrong with being brutally honest. I mean, sometimes you get hated on like I do, but far as I know, Polypus is not real. Just so you know, because I see you keep asking the question. I know it was a game back in, I think it was like 1980 or 81 or something like that. But from what I'm hearing, it was not a real game. For Polyus is real. I don't know, man. I don't think it is. But, no, I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being brutally honest. I mean, some people don't like it, and it's a bitter pill to swallow sometimes, but I would rather you be straight up and real as long as you're not condescending. I mean, it's funny because, over the last week I've had conversations with, a lot of the people in the community that are part of the, if I get it right, LGBT, I don't know what A is, community. But, Crispy Creamy Michael and me were talking. We were talking about the whole homophobic thing, and it was a good discussion though.
Right.
It wasn't like, but then of course, one of the problems I have, and not directing it at him, is I almost felt like he played the race card on me, and it was like,
right.
you can't say nothing because you're not gay. It's almost like me not being able to use the word nigger in a conversation if 6 black guys were around me using it, and I'm going, well, wait a second. If you were one of us, you could say it. Now, to me, I tell you all, suck my dick and eat my ass. I'll say what I want and I'll do what I want.
Right.
And I like I said again, I have no disrespect towards him, but once that part of the conversation started to develop, I was like, you know what? Let's just end it where it's at, and we'll agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't know. He started coming out with things that I didn't, words that I don't know that are in the quote unquote gay community, a cisgender, whatever the hell that is. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not up to speed on all the lingo, but when I said that, it was like I should have known.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this, and it was more to the point where the videos that Homeboy Tyson made, where especially the one with Keats and the Mr. Wizard, was directed towards a disrespect towards the gay community. And me having very close friends that are of that community, I 100% don't feel that any of Homeboy Tyson's videos, even the one about me, was disrespectful to any gay person or any belittling of the gay community. Homeboy Tyson is a persona, it's a personality, so it's not really someone in particular that we know or that is willing to come out and just keep it real. But even if it was the case, just because if he is actually homosexual, I still don't find any disrespect in that terms of what he's doing.
Yeah, I thought it was satire at best. I mean, was it a little, was it a little bit fucked up? Of course. But, has Tyson done a video about any of us that really wasn't fucked up? That initially when you hear him, you're like, this motherfucker. But then when things come, it's just Tyson being Tyson. So, I mean, anyway, not to spend too much time on that subject. No disrespect to Crispy Creamy Michael. I've invited him on the show if he wants to, if this is the topic that people in the community want to hear more about, I'm all for it.
I think they want to hear about AGE.
Yeah, just for the record, I mean, the Mortal Kombat community, we have tons of openly homosexual, bisexual people. They are just as exceptional fighting game players as everybody else. They are exceptionally great people, just like anybody else. There is absolutely 100% zero tolerance for actual what do you call it, discrimination or disrespect towards that community. We don't tolerate it. I'm sure lots of folks in the fighting game community don't tolerate, serious, violent, blatant disrespect towards that community. So we're very open and we accept everybody as they are our family, the fighting game family. Except me, I
It's
guess.
their preference. Just don't touch me. That's all I care about.
This reminds me of like, for some reason, like there's this Family Guy episode. They make fun of blind people. Actually find it hilarious as fuck, dude. Like I forgot which episode it was, but it was Ryan with he was dating a blind chick, and apparently he was trying to take pictures of her naked, but he would do it like he would cough and take the picture. That way she wouldn't hear the camera and shit. Like it was pretty fucked up. I thought it was funny, dude. Like I don't find stuff like that offensive. I laugh at shit, man. I don't care. Like, I don't know, it makes me think of that.
Like I said, one of the things that I said to a lot of people when this whole thing was blowing up is, look, I laugh at farts. I laugh at dick jokes. I am immature. I laugh at shit. When I see videos like that, and I've stated it for the record, had I watched the video before I played it, I probably still would have. I'm not even gonna say probably. I would have still played it. I mean, now, Mr. OBS Zimmerman, I see you in there saying not Limbo Dog. Even Limbo Dog might have did about 20 of them. But I see you saying that Chin Dog sucked 37 dicks at UGFT.
That's terrible.
and then Malice XXX is going in as a question in a row. I don't know. I don't know, but that made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Now, again, like I said, I don't want to harp on this too much, but the fact is that the community is comprised of all walks of life. So I don't care. Straight, gay, crooked, sideways, black, blue, green, purple, blind.
Are you talking about dicks?
Well,
by the way, this is my motto. Everybody's dick is little in the fighting game community until proven innocent. So that's the way I do things. No homo, hold that in your ass, etc., etc.
That was gay, dude.
That was pretty fucking gay.
Yeah.
But it's all good though. It's all good, man.
I tried to get to Chris G. I know Chris G's in LA right now. I spoke to him earlier briefly.
The Voyager.
Apparently, AGE is disbanding.
No, not disbanding. It is disbanded.
I'm just saying.
Damn.
But I've also heard some mixed stuff that they're going to try to regroup. I don't know yet. I don't have all the information. Chris G knows in his heart of hearts after talking to him that, yes, he is always welcome to be OBS.
I thought he already was.
I'm just saying, on a higher level, I mean, I might actually try to send him to some events if I can. But I had told him, I said, look, I don't make promises I can't keep. And I said, right now, obviously with my personal situation, I said, I got to see, what it looks like for me. I said, if other sponsorship comes knocking on your door, by all means, I would, if it benefits you, I would take it. We talked a little bit about what kind of deals that he's had. And I'll be honest with you, I told Chris, you kind of got fucked.
Ooh.
No disrespect to, PDP or the people out there. He didn't get his quote-unquote money's worth. He did get treated well, don't get me wrong, but, when push comes to shove, when you're pushing products, there should be more compensation than what he was getting. So, I mean, again, this comes back to, the discussions that I had earlier with Twitch and all these other places that, throwing you a couple of crumbs is by no means taking care of you. Sending me to an event and paying my hotel, that's not going to cut the bill. People need to, if I'm going to do this, I need to walk off with something because this is basically becoming my job. and sending me to places and paying for it and covering my tabs on certain things, that's not enough. Especially if you're going to be putting in, 12 to 15 hours a day practicing, it makes it hard for somebody to hold down a real job and still be able to perform at the level that, that you're expected to perform at. You know what? If EG picks up Chris G, that'd be great. As long as he gets compensated for it. I kind of laugh. I don't like to pry into people's stuff and say, well, how much do you get and how much is this? But I kind of wonder what EG pays their guys.
Me too, actually. I'm actually concerned about I'm in AU. AU is not a sponsor group. We're just a fighting game group, team, whatever. And we carry the name because we kind of like our little circle of members, and we kind of just like what we do, what we stand for. But, Evan has the AU on a die. He has never sent me to a tournament, but he has helped me with nicks and necks of things that I need or want for tournament related stuff. But a big, powerful sponsor group like EG. I mean, Justin Wong says, when I used to have him on my Facebook, he used to say all the time that he works every day, all week, 5 days a week.
I mean,
so he has a legit job. So my thing is I'm just wondering, what exactly does being sponsored really entail? What exactly are their expectations other than placing high in tournaments? Do you actually have to practice and meet a quota of practice or some shit? I mean, what the fuck?
There is. There is a expectation that you're expected to uphold as far as performance. You can't obviously come in last place at every tournament. You always got to come in somewhat top. You have to obviously be able to do what Fnatic did, which is, verbalize and push product. Especially when you have, a product that your company that's sponsoring you is trying to push.
Right.
But
I've never seen Chris G do that on a stream or on a chat, has he? He's
35,
wearing headphones and such.
35 headsets, pounded on his head is a start. He's not. The one thing about Chris that I can say is he's not a vocal person. That's why when I see the hate from him, I'm like, wow, look at all these fucking haters.
I love Chris G.
They hate this guy because he wins.
That's bullshit.
But yet everybody says, oh, well, he doesn't say nothing. He says dumb shit. And then when he doesn't say nothing, you bitch that he doesn't say nothing.
Dude, ask the next time someone bitches and say some shit like that, ask them this question. Do you walk up to him and start a conversation with the man? Do you even talk? Do you even say hi to him? When I walked up and say, yo, what's up, man? He'll have a full-fledged conversation with me. Yeah. Even if I'm saying the most retarded shit that I can think of, he'll sit and joke with me, and it's fucking good shit. I almost chucked him at Denny's just because he was there. Because that's how cool we are. But
I've sat with Chris. I've had dozens and dozens of conversations, and not even gaming related, just conversations in general. And he's not this, as somebody just said, this potato chip.
He looks like one.
He can engage in conversation, people. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
And he's really legitimately a nice kid. Keep in mind to all you pro gamers, because there is no such thing as pro gamers, so the guys who say that can kiss my pro cock. There's guys who game that win, and then there's guys that game that don't win. But stop with this pro bullshit. He's a 22-year-old young adult. And we all have to come to the fact and accept that, including myself, I am a 43-year-old motherfucker that plays games still and tries to be competitive. But these 22-year-old kids are 22 going on 15. I'm 43 going on 22. And that's the thing that... the levels of maturity that are in this community are so lacking that we're really immature. You know, we don't act our ages. That's why when somebody says to me, "Hey, old man, you're like 43. What are you doing in this community? What have you ever done?" Maybe if you sat down and talked to me, you would know, rather than just go up on some fucking site like NeoGaf or Reddit and go bashing me, telling me what a dumb, angry, bitter old man I am, and say, "Hey, what have you done?" You know, and you would understand that I've been around before most of your parents were fucking to make you. And, you know, yes, I'm older than Alex Vi by about 5 years. So if you're asking, yes, he might be Uncle Vi while I'm Grandpa James. But the point is, the illusion of giving these people this title of pro gamers because you win a tournament or you travel to tournaments. I'm not a pro, and I've been to 30 fucking tournaments over the last 2 years. You know,
yeah, you're a senior citizen.
You know, it doesn't make me a pro just because you go. You know, it's equivalent to me turning around and saying, "Well, I went to 75, Met games this year. Therefore I'm a pro baseball player all of a sudden." Just because you attended does not make you a pro. You're a pro when you get paid regardless to how you perform. Every week you get a paycheck. All right? I am a professional, I guess I would be a professional computer telecommunications engineer. That's what my job is professionally by trade right now. Because you know what? I do my 40 hours and I get a fucking paycheck.
Hold that.
You know, and that's
respect.
And that's where the word pro comes in. Right now, what this community has is nothing more than a bunch of pool hustlers that go around, traveling around, playing games instead of billiards. And if you win, you get paid. If you don't, you get shit.
I like how you said pool hustlers.
I mean, this is some real talk right here, though. I mean, people need to pay attention to this shit because this is some real shit.
And I wish it was different. Now, of course, I seen the whole LOL and they're talking about StarCraft 2 Olympic Games. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. If you're going to put
games.
League of Legends, they're going to make it an Olympic event.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hell no, that's stupid. Well, that's not stupid, but that's weird.
And then they tried to compare it. They were like, "Well, look at games like ping pong." And I'm going, all right, you're right. I got to admit, games like ping pong and curling, while I don't consider them super duper athletic sports, there's still athleticism involved in them. There is none.
Man, real talk, man. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. This whole esports shit needs to get the fuck out. We are not athletes. You are not physically doing something that is physical in regards to sports related anything. You are pressing buttons and you are thinking better than the person sitting next to you. You are not doing a fucking sport. I've been martial arts for years. I just came back from the gym. I smell like shit. I in the shower. I just did 385 pounds. You are not physically doing shit. You are not an athlete.
I'm training right now. I'm going to be a professional Hot Pocket eater. And I think they should make Hot Pocket eating an Olympic sport now.
You mean to tell me that you pressing buttons doing a fucking infinite combo in Marvel is the equivalent of me lifting 300, close to 400 fucking pounds of weight? Fuck you. Everybody that thinks that this shit is even close related or relevant to sports need their ass fucking smacked in the face by my dick. Fuck that.
It's like when you see the FIFA tournaments and shit, like the game FIFA tournaments. Like, I mean, why don't you just actually play a tournament in the actual soccer game? What the fuck? I don't know, man.
How many athletes in this chat do we have? How many people actually played like high school sports or that play like mature like amateur league sports right now? Press 5 right now. If you actually play a fucking sport, can you even play basketball or football? Are you even decent at that? I want to see how many athletes do we have in chat. I mean, how many people actually play a fucking sport that know how to do something?
I played 1 year in independent ball in the minor leagues for baseball for Selma Cloverleafs down in Alabama. So that was my one run with the professional side. But I grew up playing football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, and then of course obviously street fighting before it became a sport.
I actually played soccer in school before I came to the U.S. We actually, I participated in one of our tournament games. So yeah, I used to play soccer for a while.
And I'm a goalie in soccer.
Now, all these people pressing 5, you mean to tell me that the sport of your choice that you actually play, especially wrestling or football or anything like that's like really engaging physically, that could actually hurt you or fucking or cause any type of trauma to your head or something? You mean to tell me that's the equivalent of doing a fucking hyper viper beam cancel into another hyper viper beam? Are you fucking serious? Fuck.
Yo, it don't matter how much weight you lift, you can't level up. Remember that. You're just lifting weight.
What?
You can't level up if you're lifting weight. You know what I'm saying? Once you lift weight, that's it.
I used to not be able to lift 400 pounds, James. I remember the first time I was in the gym a few months ago, man, I could only do 225.
I know, I'm breaking your balls. Obviously, if somebody starts out, they start working out, they're benching 90 pounds, and 3 years later, they're like, holy shit, I'm benching 385.
I'm telling you, man.
But you know what? If I push a mouse button and I can do 60 clicks a minute, yo, I'm a StarCraft motherfucker.
Oh, man.
The evolution of mankind. Technology is the future. And that's what's going to happen. Lifting weight and stuff like that, I don't want to try to downplay it because it's a part of our physical development. But to be very honest with you, you should be doing both. Anyone who's playing video games professionally or casually, whichever one, for entertainment or they're trying to get a career in it, should still be physically active and physically healthy.
I agree.
And vice versa. If you're going to be a monster in the gym, you should also be a monster in the mind. Doesn't mean you have to play video games, but the mind has to be physically active as well. Life is all about a balance.
That's true. And what's up, Triforce? What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Triforce?
Crazy 2 weeks leading up to EVO weekend. So,
I know all your donation stuff and money issues, and everybody finally got out there and been crazy, and Smash and Nintendo, and now what's the new stuff going on?
Now we got a couple of companies that called us a couple of hours after EVO ended. So we're really talking to a few of these guys right now. We're trying to look at Empire's options in the future. We're trying to get back Chris G into the Empire.
I figured that might happen.
Well, no, I've been talking to Chris G about that since January. So it's not nothing new. Anybody that's open to the public. I told him when his contract with AGE ends, please keep Empire Arcadia in mind. And he asked me what made me think that he will leave AGE or it be or the AGE may close. And pretty much I told him, unlike other teams, AGE isn't a community-oriented team, which goes out and seeks sponsorships from other multiple sources to be able to fund the team. The team is corporately owned. The team belongs to a PDP. So the minute someone at corporate says, how much money are we putting out for that marketing team to go and influence kids in that particular market that targets X, Y, and Z demographic, how many sales is this producing? And they compare that to anything else that their sales are going out to in terms of like Amazon or GameStop or Best Buy. And if they're not bringing in those numbers, it's a corporate decision. All right, we're wasting money on that. Dead that. We're going to take that money and use it for something else. And so people go, well, it's a corporate, they say, well, at least you're getting flown out. But yeah, they're getting flown out. But if they're joining a team for the sake of just being flown somewhere, then where's the growth for the player? They're just being sent to tournaments. That's it. There's no growth. How is that benefiting the player? I tell you one thing, it benefits the company because because of those players' influence on the scene and the kids that look up to them because of the champions that they are, they'll buy a lot of those products that said company is have given to those champions to promote. And they make money. That money goes to someone's bank account and someone clears that as a check and they put food on their table, they pay rent and whatever. But how does that help the player? Oh, I get it. The player has to win a tournament in order to be able to do that. That's crazy. That's straight madness.
Yeah, no, it's they. That's why, like I said, I really want to know what an outfit like AG does. EG does for their guys. I don't know. It's like I said, it's none of my business. They wanted if a member from EG wants to disclose that, hey, you know what? I guess whether the TMZ and fucking the internet now, I'm fine and more than willing to discuss it publicly, or if you want to discuss it privately. But I don't know what some of these guys get.
Well, I can tell you this. I won't speak for EG because I do not own EG. I'll just give you a general term of how esports teams work. So most esports teams are service agencies, so to speak. Something like how Empire is, where they go out, they gather talent, they take that talent and they market that talent to a particular industry, and through the particular talent, it can help develop a particular business, service, or product. The stuff Empire has been doing for the last 10 years that people say is crazy. Like, what are you talking about, Triforce? You don't do anything special. That's what esports teams have been doing before the Empire, back in the mid-late 90s. And so I'll give you an example. Let's say esports team goes to peripheral company A. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, we're selling keyboards and stuff like that. We have a champion. And then our champion will beat X, Y, and Z amount of people, and they'll go out on tours and yada, yada, yada. They'll use the internet, blah, 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 and they'll market to these particular people, influence this demographic to use this particular keyboard because that's the keyboard the champion uses. And if you want to be like the champion, you got to use that keyboard. So the player now is like that's where the cyber athlete comes from, because that's no different than Michael Jordan selling Air Jordans. It's now Justin Wong selling keyboards, or let's not use Justin Wong. That's like Fatality selling keyboards. And that's pretty much it. But in the PC realm, they have keyboards, mouse, motherboards, sound cards, headsets, displays, all types of stuff that they can sell. We haven't even touched the apparel side. So there's a economic infrastructure built where money circulates in that particular scene, and that's why the PC esports scene can blow up like that. In the console market, or i.e. fighting games, even shooting games, it's taking a while to develop products and services that is worth a company investing money into players that's going to actually do something of that magnitude. So companies like Fnatic, companies like EG, their organization thrives off of the success of their players. The players has to do well so that they can market their deck to a company that wants to do that. If your players don't do well, then it is what it is. Sponsorships may become harder to find, and no one wants to sponsor a losing team. People wants to sponsor a winning team because people respect winners. Now, the issue with the video game scene as a whole, the competitive gaming scene as a complete whole, is that they staunch themselves by marketing all of that within their own scene. With EMP, we don't do that. We think it doesn't make any sense. How do you take a product and services that's built for the scene, by the scene, and sell it back to the scene? You got to go outside with that. You got to take that outside of the scene and bring different demographics into the scene to want to enjoy it so it can expand. Then you sell the products. That's how it works. So that's how we work. That's why I do things with like Time Magazine. I do things with like MTV. We have a new partner that we're working with. We're doing stuff with American Airlines, Heineken, Godlike Apparel, at VXG, and so forth. That's the model. So if you look at that structures, that set structure, then you know which teams are going to die. Because it's very simple. The problem is that one particular organization has bought up the international scene, and it makes it very difficult for any of the North American teams to compete at that level. So it's hard to fight an international team. The only team that can fight international, well, actually, I can't even say Empire even really fights international, to be very honest with you. We do okay, we hold our own, but what separates EMP from the other teams is that our diverse ability to play all the different types of games. We're not just stuck to Marvel and Street Fighter. It's quiet in here. Why?
Oh, I'm typing. I don't know.
You were in the middle of talking.
Oh yeah, I know, but like, I'm done. I guess I'm done.
This is the most quiet it's ever been.
That's because once we let his ass finish.
I have to go like in maybe like 15 minutes. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say like a few things like that have been happening. I guess like since I came back, like related to this whole EVO weekend experience. Like, I mean, I went like obviously like I didn't have internet or anything like that, so I didn't know that I had all this support going on Friday. Like I came home and like as soon as I popped on my computer, boom, like my Twitter blew up. All these messages like like hey like supporting and stuff. So like pretty much I just want to say I didn't know what's going on. So I mean shout outs to everyone that watched the stream and stuff. I mean I wish I could have at least like taken at least a match. That would have been like it would have made history, probably even more history. But I mean like I thought it was just like really cool to see how the feedback. Like I didn't like honestly I didn't know it was gonna have that much of an impact. Like I've seen a lot of people, people are making threads about about what I did and stuff. I'm like really like wow like okay so. But I mean yeah I was really surprised. Like to be honest I was like man I didn't know it was gonna be that much of an impact. So. I just want to shout outs to everyone that supported. Like I guess like were pretty much cheering me up and everything. I think now I feel like even more proud of like the FGC definitely. Like of course like I'm gonna continue leveling up with Injustice, and of course now that I'm kind of guess like I'm kind of out there now. Like when MK10 comes out, all I'm gonna say is watch out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, this is RattleHead, right?
Yes, it is.
Hey, pleasure meeting you, bro. I met you Friday evening, I believe.
Oh, that was you, right? Okay, I was trying to remember your voice because, like, I always try to remember people's voices. Funny story about that too. Like on Saturday, we were at the Injustice, like when the pool matches were going on, and I was there, and this guy was sitting there, and he was talking to like other guys because Perfect Legend was there, Rio, and all those guys were there, and this guy was right there next to me, and like I just turned out to this guy, and I was like, "Are you CD Junior?" And he was like, yeah." And it's like, because I was like, yeah, I know your voice, dude. And he's like, whoa, how do you know? And so I mean, that's how I do. Like, I try to remember people's voices and stuff, and that way, like, hey, what's going on? I remember who you are, like, But yeah, that's me, man. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, it's good, bro.
I made a promise. You got over 100 viewers, 100 followers now, correct?
Yeah, I got over 100 followers like now. Yeah, definitely.
I made a statement a couple of weeks ago that the minute you get 100 followers, I will put something like this out. So for PlayStation 3 people, boom, that's Zod. Go get it. So also with you got to let me know what codes what you do have and what you don't have, and I will make sure I get a couple of codes your way for doing so well at EVO. You're what? Your Xbox, correct, or your PS?
No,
your PS.
Yeah, I'm PS.
You got Zod?
Yeah, I got Zod. I had the season pass, the first season pass, so I got all the characters.
All right, and then I got other stuff. I got Blackest Nights and Earth 2, and when we get offline, hit me up and I'll send you some codes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, no, thanks a lot, man. I mean, yeah, like also that's another thing too. Like, I mean, thanks James. Well, pretty much the Unblast show. For like, giving me the opportunity, man. Like, it was really, I'm always gonna be grateful for that opportunity.
Stop
of course.
Stop it. I know you may not be able to see me, but you're making me blush. Don't thank me. You earned it. You earned it. You definitely.
No, bro, I'm not trying to get emo. I mean, it's true, dude.
Don't do this to me now. I'm in my show. Fuck out of here. You earned it, man.
Yeah, but you know, but no, but real talk, bro. I mean, like you know, it's and you know, with the cage guys, you know, like it was cool getting to know him more and you know, actually hanging out outside, just gaming, you know, and so you know, it was a good time, man. Like I really pretty much that's all I can say about it. It's just a damn good time and you know like I said like I'm definitely gonna like try to get better and stuff and you know try to interact with everyone you know yeah and like you know if you ever see me like in tournaments where I'm trying to like you know see what I can do with that try to you know attend more tournaments if I can you know just you can come up to me I talk man you know like I'm like anybody don't come afraid to talk to me you know I'm just the guy with the cane that's all you know I'm just there big deal you know
Yeah,
so
big deal.
yeah big deal so you know
Can you clear this up for me? When you were playing Denzel, you told him to not go easy on me and to baby me if you can, right?
yep I told
Okay.
him that. Yeah I told him that.
Because
Oh,
everybody's
okay.
like making a big ass stink about it. Oh my god, I can't believe you did that. But you're the one who told him to do it.
Yeah, I told him, oh, cause like, dude, like, yeah, like, why won't you take me seriously? Like, you know, like, cause if you're somebody who doesn't, it's kind of telling me like, why are you downplaying yourself just so I can like, you know, make a statement. Like to me, that's gonna be like a false statement if that ever happened. You know, like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm
false,
gonna like,
exactly.
yeah, it's just like, nah, I don't want to do that. That's lame, dude. Like, you know, like, I want a challenge, man. Like, yeah, even if you body me, fuck it. You know, like. And it's all good, man. I don't care. Like you know, like the idea is that at least I stood my ground. At least I tried anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, I took a round from Tyrant. So I mean, hold that. You know, like
Hold that shit.
yeah.
Exactly,
I
and you know what? You
I
fought
respect
well
that.
against the 88s, and that's all that matters. Even though the Terry brothers and me are gonna have a talk, I found him picking. I picked Cyrax on him. I was like, man, this was like a mental mind fuck for him. The guy plays with sound. He's got Cyrax versus Cyrax, and he babies him twice. I was like, man. But you know what? All joking aside, the Terry brothers are great guys. So, I mean, the fact that he didn't take it easy on you when I heard people bitching and moaning about it, I give mad respect for that because that just shows me that he respected you enough to treat you no different than he would a CD Junior or a Rio.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That was the point. Like just do what you do, man. Like it doesn't matter, you know. So that was pretty much the message that I was trying to put out there anyway. Because like, you know, the statement is basically like, you know, it kind of goes beyond gaming. Like, you know, like there's this whole thing that I'm actually trying to spread out. Like, you know, just because you have like whether it's a disability or anything, like don't judge people and assume that they can't do stuff. Like with me, like if someone tells me I can't do this, like I posted on one of the threads, like, you know, if somebody tells me that I can't do something, I'm gonna go and make sure I'll do that exact same thing and I'll go back and show you. You told me I couldn't do it. Check it out. Because like I don't like that. Why you always have to downgrade people? You know what I mean? Like, well, not you. I mean, in general. You know, so it's like. Like the whole idea of getting in a tournament, I was like, damn, like should I even try it? You know, these guys are so good. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go practice, learn all the the stuff, and go out there and just give it a shot, see what the hell, and so like I said, I didn't know it's gonna have such an impact. Like everybody's following me now, like a bunch of people like hitting me up. Even the NetherRealm guys are actually following me. So shout outs to the NetherRealm Studios. I mean that's a fucking honor, man. And that I can, and it's like they're telling me like, hey, from NetherRealm, I heard about you and stuff, and I saw Hector post a picture of me and him on Instagram. That was pretty badass. That was pretty cool.
Now let me ask you this, because this is something that actually I was curious about. When you did play Denzel, how did you separate Cyrax versus Cyrax? Was that kind of a mindfuck for you?
You know what though? Another thing that was fucking me up too is because like in the venue they actually had the sound of the game like like on coming up on like on speakers. Now I don't know if it was on a big screen either, like for you guys to check it out or not. I wouldn't know, but I know that the sound was in the venue for like us to hear the game as it was going, which I thought was badass because like here's a blind guy trying to listen to the tournament and you got the sound going on. I thought it was badass. That's why I had a good time actually like listening to the actual like fights. That's how I know what happened at the grand finals because I know exactly what was going on. And then but I mean, like when I was on stage, the sound that was like, because once I was on stage, that sound was behind me, and then on top of that, I had the headphones which weren't loud enough because I turned them up all the way up, but it wasn't still that loud enough, and so I was hearing the game behind me and on the headphones. So it was hard to actually like pay attention not only to the headphones to make sure where my character was. That's also that kind of what fucked me up. But I mean, I could still tell, but I really had to concentrate hard. And as far as like differentiating between like the Cyrax. as soon as the match started, I knew I was to the left anyway. So if I heard his character on the right, I knew that was his. And that's as soon as that happened, I was able to keep up. It's just like and things happened, and I was able to counter like a lot of the stuff he was doing because he was like mixing it up really good. Like he went all out. So that was pretty much what fucked me up, the sound, and and that's
I mean, like I said, either way, man, you made it. There ain't no denying it. There was hundreds of people that didn't even make it to winners finals. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely nothing. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You did fucking awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So like that's I think that's like again, I was still surprised at like how much I think it's gonna hit me for a while, like how much of an impact I have, especially at the fact that NetherRealm actually like is directly being in contact with me now and stuff. And I mean that's just like that's a fucking honor, dude. Like here is this kid who grew up with the series, and now like I got up to this level. Like I never saw that coming. Like that's pretty much what happened. Like I never saw that coming. I was like, damn. I come home, I was like, that actually made me feel better. Like after losing, because like the whole Friday, like the whole day, I was like, man, fuck this, man. I was like pissed. And then but I was like and then the guys were telling me like, well, dude, you made it to all the way to winners finals. Like what the hell, And so, but I mean, like now that I see all this, the responses, like yeah, it's like like made me realize like yeah, dude, like at least you made people see something. Like you made an impact somehow. So so that's that right there.
Well, I'm going to be waiting for my song because you know what? I want everybody to know that there's going to be a new OBS intro song, and it's going to be done by Carlos and his brother and their band, and it should be pretty kick-ass. So I'll be looking forward to that as soon as it's done.
Yeah, we're working on it actually. Like as soon as I told my brother, like he's like, dude, yeah, we have to write it, like try to get it as soon as possible. But like the reason kind of we're taking a little, like probably a little long, is because we want to make it a good song. Like because we're picky like that. Like we have to make stuff like when we're gonna go in the studio, we want to make sure like we don't do the whole depending on technology. We wanted the song to feel natural. Like I'm not gonna like cut and paste like drum tracks. Fuck that. Like I'm gonna record the track from the beginning, and if I fuck up in the middle, we'll like start from the beginning and make sure it's solid. Like that's our goal. Like, we want to make the song like be good as possible. So yeah, we're working on that.
Just don't make it sound like something like from Deicide or some whack shit that
No.
or
Like,
something that like Napalm would listen to, like I don't know, the Motherfuckers of Death or some whacked out band.
No, I like that shit, but I know, like we wanted to make it like that people can actually check it out. Like we're trying to make it more like probably like old school Megadeth and Metallica kind of thing. Like that's what we're going for.
That's
like,
perfect. That's perfect. Right up my alley.
So yeah, that's our thing. Because I mean that's what we're influenced by those bands anyway. So like writing those songs, like it's easy. Like me and my brother are really starting to do some guitar riffs right now. That's why I have the guitar in my hand, because I'm just come up with ideas and stuff. And because yeah, I play like I'm gonna have to record the bass, because right now we don't have a bass player, so I'm gonna have to record the bass, vocals, and the drums on the song. But so that should be fun. And so yeah, like we just come up with ideas little by little and try to have it as like as soon as possible, like definitely, because we want to get that going and get you a song. That'll be awesome.
Definitely will, man. Listen, I'm gonna let you go because obviously I know you were saying you got to split.
Yeah.
You're always welcome on whenever the hell you want.
Thanks, man.
And we'll be talking. Like I said, hit me up either a little bit later or tonight, and I'll get you some codes, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, again, like before I leave, shout outs to everyone, especially all my new followers. Like if you're interested in stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and like put my band out there too. Like I'm a musician, so my music is my other like passion. So check out my band and stuff. And we got some. If you're a metal fan, we got you covered. Especially like if you want some Dio, we got some Megadeth, Metallica, Black Sabbath. We got you covered. That's what we do right now. But we're trying to get some originals going. But besides that, yeah, I mean like again, shout outs to the Combat Houston and pretty much everybody that's following me now, and shout outs to NetherRealm, for interacting with me now and whatnot. So, and yeah, I mean, thanks for everything, man.
Yeah, like, I gotta say, like I said, shout outs to Combat Houston. You know what? For the last 2.5 years, me and Kat got along like freaking oil and water. But you know what? He stepped up to the plate. He showed me that, unlike other people in this community that so-called self-proclaim themselves as leaders, they don't do shit. Somebody like Cat didn't turn around and go out there and start saying, "Hey, I'm helping send this guy here. I did this, I did that." He just did it. You know, he could separate right from wrong, and you know, shout outs to him and Showtime, obviously, and Combat Houston. I still got to get some OBS bling though, so we got to talk about that in the future. I want one of those big ass Flavor Flav clocks with OBS on it.
I got those, dude. Yeah, I got the MK one. That's just badass. Like, I got when I went to Texas Showdown, I got one of those. Those things are beast, man. I like those.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna let you roll. I'll be hitting you up. Hit me up a little bit later if you don't conk out. If not, tomorrow. I got plenty of codes for you.
Thanks, man.
And then we'll just take it from there.
Awesome.
And, you want to? What's your? Give your Twitter out. If you want, you got the chat up too, or no?
No, actually, I don't. No, I don't have the chat on because it kind of interferes with my screen reader and my computer when I'm here. So yeah.
Because people have been asking. Let me put it out there. Hold on, there with me.
People on my Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, you guys can follow me at OBSKH RattleHead. That's my Twitter name. And again, thanks for even thinking about following me and stuff. So yeah, like that's my Twitter. And also I'm gonna start putting out there, like, if you ever guys want to do some online games like on PSN, like my PSN is death_RattleHead. But here's the problem with RattleHead, I got spelled wrong, so it's death_RattleHead. It got fucked up. So, but it's supposed to be Death RattleHead. So that's my PSN. And like when you guys do it, what it is like, especially with MK, what you do, you send a direct invite. And when that happens, all I do on the main menu, I just press the triangle and then X, accept it, and boom, and it goes online right into the match. So I mean, that's where, like, with Injustice, I'm still trying to figure out how do you accept invites. Like, I don't know how do you do that on PSN. So, because I was trying to get a guy to play with me last time, and we couldn't get it going because I didn't know how to accept it. But I know with MK, that's how I did it. So, but yeah, like if you guys want to play, like like we do some matches, some casuals and stuff, like online, then yeah, like just hit me up, and I'll put my PSN out there, and we can do some casuals and stuff. If we can actually record them, that would be even cool. Put them up on YouTube, and because I want to make more videos too, to put out there on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. Which also I'm gonna make another channel for my music, and I'm gonna be uploading like drum solos and stuff like that. But that's for my band. But yeah, I mean that's again, you guys can follow me at OBSKH RattleHead.
All right, sir. I'm gonna let you roll. Hit me up later, and we'll get those codes to you, man. And as usual, always a pleasure, brother.
All right, likewise, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. So, and you all take care and keep up the good show, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Later. Okay, so now that we got him, let's go to Mr. Triforce.
Yo, that was so wrong.
What?
I was watching the break. KDZ, Darth Armor had KDZ down to 20% life, and he had full silver bar. And KDZ came back at 1. Oh man, that was bad. That was terrible.
Let's talk, Mr. Triforce.
Yeah,
I heard a brief thing about a little trickling of, what do I call them? Oh, files.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I want to know a little bit about a file here.
All right, which file do you want?
I don't know. I just need some TMZ shit. Make me wow. Make me go damn.
Well, you have to. None of the. I don't think any of the files that I gave out would make you do that. Like all the real files we're saving for the On Blast show in August. Like the real ones. Like right now, I don't want to.
Let's reiterate this. I believe you were on a stream. I believe it was yesterday.
I think so. Post EVO stream. Yeah.
Post EVO stream, and you were talking about files there. Let's just rehash that so I can have an understanding of what types of files are actually out there.
Well, first, the only thing I think that would be worthy for you anyway is the whole how the misunderstanding and the beef that happened between EVO and Jabali. But you would know that though, because I think we spoke to you about that.
Yes, I did know that, but for the audience that does not know that.
Oh, okay. So, just so everyone can get an understanding how this entire little nonsense is this silly little war that happened between VXG and the FGC. I won't even say so much as I won't even say so much as the like evolution. It's not really evolution per se. It's just a whole FGC and us getting in. So right after VXG ended last year, it was a resounding success. Before that, VXG used to be run as a regular, island tournament. They would invite other islands, but that's the furthest it would go. Last year was the first time they got sponsored $14,000, and they used the $14,000 and they put them as pop bonuses. Well, not pop bonuses; those were the pots that they used. Period. To host a tournament. So Street Fighter had $3,000, split between top 8. Mortal Kombat had 1,000. Every other game had 1,000, and I think they had like 7 games. So they did what they did. They had the parties, the TV, the media, the newspaper, blah blah blah, whatever. Skip past all that boring stuff. It was such a resounding success that after that, Rolando and I discussed 2013 and how 2013 would be. That's when we first formed our partnership between VXG and Empire Arcadia. We went to the tourist board. We asked them if they would able to give out 6 figures to host VXG 2013. They said sure. With that approval, I told him that you have to be careful because this year you ran it in July, and EVO's always run it in July. Well, for the most part. Sometimes EVO is run in August. It's been a while since EVO has ever used August as its date. But I told him that you want to try to find out what the date EVO is going to be before you put EVO on the before you set the date for VXG. So Rolando contacted Mr. Wizard, and Mr. Wizard sent a reply saying that they can't give out the dates for EVO. It's private and sensitive information. And I can understand why he said that, because he doesn't know who Rolando is. It's just a random guy coming out of nowhere asking him for his dates. But we just wanted to know the dates so that we could set aside the proper time so it doesn't conflict with EVO. Then we contacted Jabali because Rolando had planned out what he wanted to be the qualifiers, and he said, "You think East Coast Throwdown should be the last qualifier?" So I said, "There's this event in Florida called CEO. I think that would be a good the last chance qualifier, because then you have CEO, and right after that's the World Championships, and after the World Championships, we were trying to mimic this whole thing. It's like after you win the Super Bowl." When they go to the champion land, they ask them, "So what are you going to do after this?" They always go, "I'm going to Disneyland." So we were like, "Oh, this would St. Martin VXG would be the Disneyland for the gamers. Right after a nice little championship, World Championships, you go to VXG, you party, you even play in the video game tournaments, and you have a great time and so forth." So that was the whole ideal. So it sounded great. We talked to Jabali. So Jabali then tells us, why are we trying to compete against EVO? Well, okay, Jabali didn't tell us because Jabali didn't know I was in on the conversation. I just sat in the background and watched. But he was telling Rolando, why are you trying to compete against EVO? So he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you should move your date from that time. And then he told Rolando, don't put your event during my time because my event will crush yours. He actually threatened him. So Rolando was like, whatever. So he's like, well, I want to do it in this particular time frame because this works. So he's like, well, you're going up against EVO the Giant, you're going to get crushed. And he's like, well, I don't see how we're going up against a Giant. We're not hosting a World Fighting Game Championships. So there a little conversation had on between there, and according to Jabali, he's just trying to protect the best interests of Rolando. Well, since we couldn't get a date from anyone, we decided to set the date for July 11th. We set that date for July 11th. I don't know. You remember when we set the date for July 11th. We made it public. We went on Twitter. We went on Facebook. We put it on the VXG website. I had a stream where for 2 hours I kept saying July 11th, July 11th, July 11th, just so everyone know what the the date was. So Jabali hits Rolando. Oh, Jabali hits Rolando back up. Someone has a speaker on, so it's reverberating.
No, we're all right.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, now we're at the situation where Jabali hits us back up and, well, hits Rolando back up, and Rolando's talking to him, and he's like, why are you going to put it in July so early? That's right after CEO, and that may be around EVO. You're going to kill yourself. So we told him, hey, listen, we try to ask EVO what the date was so we can move it from there, whatever date they have, as far as possible, as far as humanly possible. And we tried to get him to be a qualifier where we wanted to give away tickets and the whole 9 yards, and he denied us then. And as you already know, you had Jabali on the show where we offered him the tickets again on the On Black show.
That I do remember, and he denied it
He denied it again. So, and he says he's helping the community, but if you're helping a community, why are you denying 2 free qualifying tickets as sponsorship prizes for CEO? That doesn't make sense. That's like denying stick giveaways from Mad Cats. Huh? Who does that? So we're like, whatever. We already know what it is. And for about a good 6 months, he kept heckling us, trolling us. Then obviously, you know, all of a sudden Rolando's getting hit with all this negative campaign. The James Chenna Ultra David questions Rolando. There's like, I don't know who this VXG guy is, but he seems shady if he's going to be working with Triforce or the Empire. Why would he want to get himself involved with a toxic brand? Blah blah blah, and they crap all over us. Long story short, he told Rolando that only he was strong enough to destroy Evolution, and in 2 years he'll be able to do that because he has something big in the works, which I guess that was Spider-Mania. And all this other stuff, and that he needs to watch who he's friending with, and that he needs to not work with me because if he works with me, I'm going to only pull him down because Triforce is this and that and all this other stuff. And I know all of this negative talk with me. But on your show, I tried to make peace with him, knowing he's talking trash about me. But people say, you know, like I'm always trying to create enemies. But I knew he was saying all of this negative stuff with him, but I was willing to put that to the side for the sake of moving forward with the community, and he's still doing it. So we told him, hey, listen, you should talk to Walt Disney. We're the ones who gave him the ideal about talking to Walt Disney and getting some real sponsorship, blah, blah, blah. Then he doesn't want to take the ideal because not only does it look bad if he took the ideal from us, but it's a godlike idea which would only help us, which is why which is why Rolando is talking to Walt Disney to make Battleship VXG next year. So the last qualifier to VXG will be on a cruise ship to VXG for seeding points and other prizes to be announced, yada, yada, yada. So it's... The whole point of that particular file is that we have the email showcasing that we tried to work with these people and they denied us. And then when EVO found out that Rolando was legitimate, EVO then placed their date on top of the date Rolando set, playing chicken, forcing Rolando to make a decision because they know they got the community in their hands. No one's going to choose VXG over EVO because EVO's the world championships. So it forced Rolando to move his date. Well, you know me, I told Rolando, you know, forget that. I said we fight the date. And he was like, no, Triforce, that would only cause destruction to the scene and so forth. So I was like, all right, you bet, you know, you're right. That would kind of like really make the scene look bad. And so I agreed. I eventually agreed to him moving the date to what it is now, which is the next week on.
Which was good. Which was good.
Yeah. Ultimately, it was a good move. So you guys can thank Rolando for that, because that was a good move on his part. Because I was ready to go all out war, but like I said, that file is really nothing. To be very honest with you, a lot of people who don't like the scene, you know, they already knew about that. Those who tuned into the On Blast show when it happened, they already understand how that works and whatnot. But the real files that's coming out is the filth, the dirt, the tournament organizers who talk trash about each other and how much money they make versus how much are others making, which players that they use, and all this other stuff, and how the oh man, on blast show. Hold on, let me get this on blast show. Something's getting loud.
What?
Is that a fan?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I don't know what We're fine.
Oh, you guys are fine?
Yeah.
August 4th? I don't... He said the 4th? Well, I get On Blast show on July 30th. That's all I got to say.
Oh.
On Blast show on July 30th. There's nothing more to really say about that.
Okay.
And then you're going to see like the real dirt. You might be inclined to just go, you know something, since you guys went there, let me put some files on blast as well, like the Facebook exclusive chat rooms.
I mean, look, I'll say this. I've had 2 conversations. I invited Tom, Tony, and Mr. Hot Pocket, Mr. Wizard himself, on the show, obviously after EVO. And Tom and me have been holding civil conversations. And he basically said, look, I would come on the show. He goes, but, you know, after EVO, anything post-EVO, I don't